This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and today we're in Colorado. I am here with Mutual of Omaha. For more than a century, they have helped people protect what matters most: their loved ones, their health, and their finances. I'm joined by Irina, who is basically an insurance agent serving the Centennial area as well as the entire state of Colorado. Thanks so much for joining us here today. Let's start off a little bit about yourself. Formerly educated in the University of Connecticut with a BA in philosophy. You've worked over 4 years in the service industry. Share with us a little bit what brought you to Colorado and why you felt your passions lined up with Mutual of Omaha.
So the landscape brought me to Colorado.
Oh.
I'm a huge outdoors fan. In my free time, I love to camp, hike, swim, you name it.
Name it.
I also have a dog. We both love to be outdoors, and as well as my boyfriend. So the landscape, the environment, the change of scenery is really what brought me here. I feel that a lot of the customer service skills that you learn in the service industry translate really, really well to the insurance industry. Helping people, answering questions, just being that sort of wealth of knowledge for people who are looking to navigate things they might not be familiar with. That's sort of what brought me to that point. And Mutual of Omaha, being the secure, stable company they are, really allowed me to have that solid background behind me,
Sure.
that company to rely on while I am starting out my own business.
That is great. We all work hard, and sometimes we forget that we need to protect what we've worked for. More than ever, do you think people are so busy making a life that it's easy not to ask the question of, what if this happens?
I do believe that, yes. And more often than you would think. People are actually extremely optimistic, thinking they don't need to ask those questions in the first place. So to start to sort of initiate those conversations and engage them, sometimes it's up to us to be the ones to ask that question for them.
We all want to achieve financial goals, and as they say, no one plans to fail, yet we fail to plan. Is having a plan really the cornerstone of what an agent like you provides?
Yes. The philosophy really is that you start with protection.
Okay.
You protect what matters most, what you've worked so hard for. And from there, you're able to really just find yourself on that journey towards what you want to do. And that's where it starts.
All of us have goals, yet we're all very different. How important is the skill of listening when it comes to your profession, and you enjoy getting to know your clients?
It's extremely important. It's also extremely rewarding.
Oh.
So you're kind of the person putting together the puzzle for them. You figure out where they are, where they want to be, and then you're that guide who connects both of those pieces. And insurance is not a one-size-fits-all thing. It's a little bit different for everybody. Plan A might be great for one person, and Plan B might be great for somebody else. And some combination of the two is probably great for some third person. So really listening, understanding your client, understanding their situation, where they are, what their needs and demands are at the moment, and then where they want to be, and then putting that all together is extremely important. And then once you do have that final product and you've worked as that problem solver and you've got them on this roadmap, that's where the rewarding part comes in. So.
After listening to their financial history, their goals, you're now able to look at the options out there. You get the feedback from them. You can make a recommendation. So really, this is a customized approach. It's not a cookie cutter fit by any means. Instead of somebody filling out something online, you're actually able to talk to them and maybe slide a few things across the table they didn't realize. Are people kind of surprised when you're able to put together something for them and they go, wow, that works great?
Extremely. It's surprising. A lot of people think, it's just this and that's it. That's all it is. And really what the job of somebody like me, an agent, is to not only sort of show them these products, but really take a fine-tooth comb through everything, walk them through the benefits of something, walk them through the potential payoffs of something, and sort of just show them how it can grow with them throughout life. It might be able to do something for you now, but it should also be able to work with you in the future. Insurance should grow with you. It's really nice to be able to just talk to them, learn about their families, learn about what they have going on. Some people don't really think about where they want to be or what's important to them until you start having these conversations. Then you realize they want all those things.
Speaking of people who are not aware or not sure what coverage they need, let's touch on a few of these areas. Let's start with young families. Do young families not realize they actually have more to protect than maybe they imagine? And maybe in the event of an accident, sickness, or even death, are you able to help them see that there's a lot you want to protect?
I try. It's very overwhelming with new families, especially if you're, buying a house, having a baby, buying a new car. Maybe you got to expand in some areas. All of that is very overwhelming, and sometimes insurance is the last thing on the list. They don't want to think about having to do that as well. So it's really nice to be able to marry them into that. When you're buying a new house, you got to buy a mortgage. You want to cover that mortgage. How are you going to cover that mortgage if something's going to happen to you? Insurance. You're probably going to find some form of life insurance to ensure that can be paid off in the case that you're no longer able to pay that mortgage. Aside from that, a lot of people, when I ask them what's your most important asset, they will pick something tangible, something like a car or a house. But really, that ability to make an income in itself is extremely important. Protecting yourself against that disability or that potential, whether it be long or short term inability to make money, those are two extremely important things that are at the bottom of everybody's list until they realize how much it plays into everything else they want to do in their lives.
That is huge. The money we make is a huge asset, just the overall picture. Disability insurance, critical illness insurance, cancer insurance. Is it safe to say, like you said, people are optimistic and they sometimes think that these bad life events only happen to other people? These are tragedies that happen every day.
They do. And one of the craziest things is that if you ask anybody, they probably know somebody close to them that it's happened to. Yet we still want to believe that it'll never happen to us. But the problem with that is that when it does, it's too late. At that point, it's not that you planned to fail, but you just failed to plan. And that's where you get in tough spots.
That's what wakes you up every morning, getting out there, make sure people are educated and understand what it is you provide. This company, they provide more than just protecting against accidents, illness. This is about planning for the future. What seems like years down the road, I know for myself, when we think about retirement, being able to ensure that we're going to have the same type of lifestyle. Is that something that you're helping people move towards? Not just thinking about mishaps of today, but really what's going to be coming down the pike?
100%. Because, the truth of it is that over 70% of people are not adequately prepared for retirement. They do not save enough. Retirement, it sneaks up on you. I get calls every day. They're 2-3 months away from retirement, and most of those long-term plans are no longer applicable. You don't have that time to save anymore. So starting now is extremely important. And one of the, most important parts of my job is just encouraging people to think about how the now is really going to play into that future. So it seems like it's all, I don't need this right now. What am I going to do with this right now? But the point being is that doing yourself a favor now is actually doing yourself that favor in 15, 20, 30 years.
That is interesting. And I think your occupation is important because you make people stop and actually realize where they're at. For those that are nearing retirement, as we age, so comes the risk that we may need medical care, maybe even assistance. What is long-term care insurance? And is that something you can help folks that are closer to retirement?
So long-term care is a form of insurance that allows you to essentially create a plan for yourself in the case that you are going to need either a nursing home or in-home care, some type of assistance with your daily living activities. Long-term care is not to be confused with, medical care, Medicaid care. They're different. Things that are covered by Medicare, all of those things, those are separate from long-term care. Long-term care is more maintenance, helping you get through the day, helping you get dressed or perform your daily tasks. A lot of people like to think that they'll never be there, that they're not going to need that help. And then when that time comes, if they aren't adequately prepared, they may end up in a position where they have to be in a home that they don't want to be in, or be separated from their family or separated from their spouse. Having long-term care allows you to create that plan in the future, allows you to plan that you and your spouse do want to end up in the same nursing home together, or maybe you want to be able to stay in your home. And that's going to provide you with the money to really just afford that costly care, because it can be extremely costly if you don't have any type of insurance. If you're paying out of pocket, people can spend down close to almost everything they've earned throughout the course of their lives if it comes time to care for their own long-term care. It's sad.
So really, insurance like that is providing you options later on that you're able to do. I mean, many folks out there, they have Medicare, yet Medicare does not cover everything, as we know. Why is a Medicare supplement insurance important to maybe help people kind of cover the gap?
Exactly for that reason. So it fills in the gaps. It can assist with copays. There's a variety of different supplements that you can choose from. And you should definitely, I would encourage anyone to sit down with their agent, with somebody they trust, and really look through all those options. Figure out what's best for you. Some of them are a little more costly upfront on the premium end, but they may cover more in the long run. However, not everybody has that money to really pay the high premium up front. So maybe a cheaper option is better for you. You want to make sure that you're looking through all the different supplement options and finding the one that's best for you, because there is a variety.
I mean, for employers out there, you have group benefits, group investments, but as a small business person like myself, I realize my needs are different than those people who are simply employed. Do you have plans and programs that are specifically more for small business?
Yeah. So the fun thing about it actually is a lot of small business, they don't want to do like an entire group plan, but what we can do is if you have clients employees who are interested in life insurance, disability, maybe a dental plan. If you get a group together to all opt into the same insurance, perhaps their spouses, you get discounts. So you can achieve up to a 30% discount with Mutual of Omaha on your disability premium if you couple it with your spouse's insurance and some life insurance. So there are ways to offer those same benefits or those same discounts without having the huge group policies that you see at the larger employers.
That's exciting for small business. I mean, this is a Fortune 500 company. They were founded in 1909. They have over 6,000 employees. Why is it important for consumers to invest their future with a company that they know will be around tomorrow? I imagine for the same reason you wanted to work for the company in the same way.
Yeah. Really what I tell my clients is, let's look over the history of time. So Mutual of Omaha has been around since before the Great Depression.
Yeah, wow.
We made it through that. Every day, a company is put to the test to see if they can really provide for what they've chosen to take on. And Mutual of Omaha has, for over a century, proven that they can withstand those risks.
And that's impressive. I mean, we've discussed a few ways that you're able to help the public, help them plan for the future. I mean, but minimally, regardless of our age, should all of us have life insurance? I mean, why is that so important? Is that something you think we've kind of learned too since 2020, the pandemic, and we all witnessed things and realized that we're not immune?
Yes. So I get asked all the time, like, why do you sell life insurance? Like, do you like it? And I'm like, honestly, I love it. I wish that I didn't have to sell it because I wish people understood how important it was. I wish they also understood how simple it is. You pay honestly, you can find a life insurance policy that works within your budget, whether it be a term or a permanent life insurance policy. And it's always better to do it when you're younger. Like any other type of insurance, it's never going to be as cheap for you as it is today.
Yeah.
But the one really interesting thing that I've learned is many people who maybe don't have that many responsibilities or don't have any dependents, they see no need for it. But I always ask them, I'm like, what about your parents? What about your nieces and nephews? Not only is life insurance really important for protecting yourself if you do have people to protect or you do want to care about those survivors, but it makes a wonderful love note.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as an agent for Mutual of Omaha, you pride yourself on getting to know your clients, not only initially, but really through all the stages of their life, changing plans if so needed. Has this been rewarding for you, knowing that really you're helping clients sleep a little better at night?
It has been extremely rewarding. I consider myself an educator first, agent second, and really it's just about helping people break those cycles that lead us to, not make the decisions that are going to protect us for the future, that lead us to be overly optimistic and fail to plan, increasing that financial literacy, equipping people with the education to make their own decisions. That's where the rewarding part is for me.
Very exciting. Viewers, let's take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. On the website, you can learn more about the products. We've touched on a few of them there. Employers that are looking for group benefits or as well as investments, they've got that. Many resources on the web to learn about, be it Medicare advice to annuities or even mortgages. Again, this is a company that has served for over 100 years, based in Omaha, Nebraska. That's Mutual of Omaha. Reach out to Agent Arena. She will help you in the state of Colorado here, helping you protect what matters most: your loved ones, your health, and your finances. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.